Hey, what's going on, guys? So we'll be taking a look at this jumping Sumo. This is a mini drone from Parrot. Parrot is actually pretty known for all of their flying drones and whatnot, but this is a drone that drives on the ground. Of course, it doesn't actually fly. That's why it has the two wheels that you can see, and what makes this special and what gives it its name of the jumping mini drone is it actually has a little tail sort of thing on the back. It kind of pushes off the ground and launches this drone into the air, so that's what makes it different than other drones. I mean, there are definitely a lot of drones that drive along the ground that have cameras and whatnot, but this one can actually jump, which is pretty cool. This is the majority of what we have inside the box here. Of course, we have a battery to power the drone. We have a micro USB cable for charging the battery once it is inside of the drone, and then we have a quick start guide. Also inside the box here that is actually kind of adhered to the lid of the box are these three sets of stickers. These are of course for going on your drone. All the pictures you've seen of this drone most likely have the stickers on them, but you actually have to place the stickers on themselves. However, this allows you to choose the design, and the reason you only see two sets of stickers here is because one sticker is actually already on the drone. These stickers are a little challenging to apply, but once you kind of do it a few times, you kind of get the hang of it, and then you can get a pretty perfect installation. To begin using your drone, the first thing you'll have to do is place the battery inside of the drone. You can begin charging it after this. I mean, the battery comes with a little charge, but it's not a good idea to use the battery before you've actually charged it all the way. So anyway, you can just place the battery inside of your drone here, and then you can begin charging your drone. Everything this drone does is controlled through a mobile app that you can get on both iPhone and Android. This is a pretty nice app, and especially considering you can kind of use it on any phone. It's not like you need a proprietary controller for this drone. You can actually just kind of download the app on almost any phone, and then you'll be ready to go, and you can use the phone to control this drone, which is pretty nice. So to download the app, you can either search for Free Flight 3 in the App Store, or you can just search for Parrot Mini Drone, and once you have it downloaded, you will need to go in your phone's settings app, and you'll just go to Wi-Fi networks, and you will simply find the drone. Of course, the drone has to be on, and you should wait a while because it kind of spins and lets you know that it's actually ready to be connected to. And you can simply tap on the mini drone under the Wi-Fi connections, and then you can go ahead and open up their Free Flight app. This little mini drone boasts a 20-minute battery. Most people kind of think that's impressive. I'm not really sure why. Maybe they've used a bunch of other drones, but I personally think 20 minutes is a pretty short period of time, especially considering the battery takes an hour to charge. If you didn't pick up a second battery and you just bought the drone, you'll probably not get much use out of it compared to the amount of time you're charging, especially if you're driving outside or something and you're like going outside to actually drive the drone. You'll only be able to drive it for 20 minutes unless you purchase an additional battery, so it actually will probably cost another $20-30. I'm not exactly sure how much the batteries cost, but it's probably more than the initial cost if you want to get the best use possible out of this drone. Another cost you can kind of tack on to the already pretty steep $160 price point of this drone is a micro USB drive. I didn't even know these existed, honestly, until I got this drone, but in order to record footage with the drone and whatnot, because it has a camera and you can actually record from that, but in order to do that you'll have to pick up a little drive like this. I believe it just plugs into the front of the drone, and considering it's pretty bulky, I think it would look kind of funny. I'm not really sure. I didn't actually buy one of these to use it with the drone, but I know that that is how it works, because it says it requires a micro USB drive in order to actually record footage or take photos from the drone. Another cool feature of this drone that shows that kind of a lot of thought was put into it is the fact that you can adjust the wheels. You can adjust the distance that the wheels are from the body of the actual drone, and this will allow for kind of tighter turns and easy maneuvering based on the kind of conditions you're driving in. So if you're going around tight corners and whatnot, you might want the wheels closer to the body, and if you're doing the opposite, then you might want the wheels farther away. Apart from just being able to drive forwards and backwards and flip over and turn and all of that, there are actually a set list of animations which are pretty cool. There are 6 different animations, I believe. You can go ahead and go through the animations. They all do different little preset tricks. You can of course like be driving and do one of these animations and it looks really cool, or you can just simply tap them and then it will perform that animation, which is a set movement. Like I said, for the basic movements, this drone can kind of flip over, so it can be driving one way and you can just do this little movement and it will just totally flip over on itself, and then it can continue driving. You can drive forwards and backwards, and you can of course rotate it 90 degrees, and then you can drive in that direction, and obviously it has the jumping mechanism, which is something that's pretty unusual for a drone. As I showed you earlier, the jumping mechanism works when the drone puts down a little leg almost, and then it kind of uses that leg with a spring and it pushes off the ground and of course launches the drone into the air. You can of course jump across something, or you can jump vertically, and there's also a little animation which is called a spin jump, which basically gets the drone spinning and then it jumps upwards, which is probably my favorite animation. Due to the drone's pretty large wheels and its light form factor, the drone also always lands on its feet, which is something that's pretty useful for a drone that's constantly jumping in the air. While there are many good things to this drone, there are also quite a few downsides to it. One of these being the connection to it. You do have to use your phone to connect to it, and because of that I found that if the drone's like any more than like 30 feet away, it's a terribly laggy experience and you can almost not control the drone because the video feed is on such a delay. It said that it can control up to like 150 feet or something like that, I think, but any more than 20 feet away and it was almost virtually unusable. Another thing that was a little irritating was the fact that this drone can only turn 90 degrees, and that is the minimum it can turn. I mean, I know this is a kid's toy theoretically, and theoretically it's like, it shouldn't really bother you, but if you're trying to get to anywhere specific, then being able to turn a 45 degree increments would be really, really beneficial. Having to turn 90 degrees, you almost have to like go and pick up the drone and point it at where you want to go in order to actually be able to get there, because just 90 degree increments, it will take a very, very, very long time to actually get the angle you're trying to go at set up, and so being able to turn 45 degrees would just be really, really nice. However, it does turn 90 degrees really quickly and all of that, so I guess it's a good thing that it can turn 90 degrees because it's one of the things it advertises, but being able to turn 45 degrees would just be really, really nice. The final thing that I think is just a little irritating about this product is the fact that the battery life only lasts 20 minutes. Like I said, I've seen many people that think this is a good thing. They say, oh, 20 minutes is actually really, really good, but I personally have never used a different drone before, so maybe 20 minutes is really, really good, but I think that 20 minutes out of a $160 product just isn't very great, especially considering you have to charge the battery for an hour. I mean, if they included 2 batteries or something, that's fine, because it's like with the technology, I mean, it's a small drone, they can't fit a giant battery inside, and it's using a ton of power to operate the drone and whatnot, of course. But I think just including 2 batteries or something, I mean, it's not a cheap drone, so I don't know why they would only have a 20-minute battery life. However, like I said, just including 2 batteries or something like that would easily fix that if they can't actually update the technology. This might be kind of hard to believe, but this video actually took me a ridiculous amount of time to make. I'm talking like 6-7 hours. I don't know, I mean, I recorded all the footage, then edited it all, and went through all the footage, and I don't know, it was just a ridiculous amount of time that went into this video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it, of course. If you did, then a like rating is always appreciated. I'm sure this isn't even going to get that many views, but I don't know, I feel good putting this much effort into a video, but yeah. Anyway, this has been Jordan for Joe Reviews. If you guys like to see more videos similar to this one, feel free to subscribe. If you would like to comment below what I could do better, what I could improve, all that is always beneficial to me. So yeah, thank you for doing that. If you'd like to purchase the product, of course the link is in the description, as it always is. I don't have a discount code or anything for you this time, but yeah, if you guys like to purchase the product, of course the link is in the description. You can also check out Parrot's other products, which is also in the description. And yeah, anyway, this has been Jordan for Joe Reviews. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next review.